Let's go! Cool kids step to the front. Cool kids. Too sweet sign for the click.
Bitch, you don't work
Gotta
there.
get the people what they want. Gotta get eradicate quick. Yeah, I'm up next on the Prince. They ain't been the same ever since. Living pretty
You're gonna
well
be
on the
single for the
challenge.
rest of your
I ain't
life.
giving no chance like this. Brock Lesnar on the beat.
Look at the heat.
Eat, sleep,
Look at
flex,
the
and
heat.
repeat. Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level gotta increase.
I get no bitches.
I'm a hoe. Feeling like Gresh Unleashed.
What a day, what a day, what a day, what a day, what a week, what a week, what a week, what a week,
Yes.
what a week, what a week, what a weekend we are about to get into. But first, I guess I gotta be proper and official. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, and everybody in between. Welcome back to the Gresh Unleashed podcast. As always, I am your voice that does the most. Gresh, joined as always, is the Queen of Rebels herself, Suela the Bandit. What's going on with you?
Hey, y'all. Another day, another dollar.
Hey, how's it going? Yeah. For this is another rare edition of the Gresh Unleashed podcast that goes down on a Saturday because both of us were busy as hell through the week. Let's just be real there. It was quite the week.
Yes, it was.
I had to pull out of a show this weekend because I woke up, my body said, "Yeah, I think you probably need to stop."
Wow. Oh my gosh.
I woke up. I was like, "Whoa!" I'm like, my first thing was like, "Oh, it ain't COVID," because I can smell, and taste, and I don't feel any like aching or any symptoms. So I'm like, "Okay, what's next?"
Right.
No, you just tired.
Yeah, basically. And it's the
So
same here. And it's like I have a feeling like I'm still like running on fumes. Like I don't think I'm gonna have a day off until after one music fest.
oh no, I wasn't probably gonna have no day off. If I didn't have to pull out this weekend show, I probably wouldn't have no day off until like Wednesday, Thursday.
But that's the weird part. It's like today. So yesterday I had a day off. Today I got a day off, and then Wild Not tomorrow, and then Monday all the way through next Sunday, booked for other gigs. So I ain't gonna have no day off. Like it's ridiculous right now. And so crazy thing, I want to say, was it Wednesday? I think Wednesday and Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday and Thursday had to do Elton John. But the crazy part about it is while Elton John was performing at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on Thursday night. So he performing, then you have Disney on Ice happening right across the street, like at State Farm Arena, the same day. So you got all this traffic and all these cars. It was so chaotic. I was like, oh God, like, man, we ain't gonna never, like, some of us ain't never gonna get to where we got to go. Like, oh my goodness, like. But the good thing about it was I became a pusher, like, for the remainder of the night. So I had a pretty
pushing pills.
Man, get out.
You a pusher P now.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh yeah, that's what we doing. I was like,
You pushing pills now.
I was like, oh my gosh, y'all are silly. I'm like, that's cool with me. Like, I don't mind doing that because who knows? You might have to stay, you might get cut early. I got lucky, I got cut early. So I was like, oh, I can go home, I can try to go to sleep. And then even then, I still didn't get no sleep because I was watching the wrestling footage. Like as soon as I got home, like took a shower, I did everything I had to do, and all of a sudden end up like going right on my phone, like watching all the wrestling footage I could watch. I was like, man, I ain't gonna never go to bed.
Speaking of, before we get into today's show, not many housekeeping notes for the Gresh Unleashed podcast. Patreon content still coming. I'm still working on that. Like I said, we both literally been working to the point where we haven't had time to link up as far as recording that, but we will get to it. As far as reddit.com/r/Gresh is still a thing. If you guys want to post anything, be involved in future videos, join the official Gresh subreddit because, like I said, I am back doing Reddit reaction videos on the Gresh YouTube channel. If you guys want to be a part of that and post interesting, funny wrestling content or stuff you would like me to see and just react to, and you could be on the channel, join my official subreddit at r/Gresh. And speaking of everything that is going on today, because we want to get you guys, even though we was busy, we still kept up to speed with everything in the wrestling world, because Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul has been officially confirmed for WWE Crown Jewel in November for the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship. We'll talk about that, as well as Solo Sikoa. He was stripped of the NXT North American Championship on this past Tuesday, and my entire, and to be honest with you, this decision kind of took me out of the entire show, because I'm like, that was stupid for all
Yeah,
part.
when I didn't even get a
We'll
chance to
talk,
watch NXT.
talk about it. And also, speaking of talking about it, we have, for the first time ever at Survivor Series, the official, I guess the first time ever War Games. It'll be Survivor
Mm.
Series. So we're gonna have 2 rings, 2 cages, War Games, men and women. We'll be talking about that, as well as talking about one of the very rare shockers that I was genuinely shocked, and that is the arrival of Saraya.
No right now.
Not
Mm-hmm.
Saraya, but it's actually Saraya, formerly known as Paige in the WWE. She's been retired, I believe, since 2018.
It feels like a long time for me because I ain't seen her in
Yeah,
so long.
2018, 2017. One of them days she was retired. I mean, because I believe she had a match with involving herself. I believe it was either a 6-woman tag or a tag team, and she took a move, and she had to retire. And I'm
Mm.
guessing, and her contract was, I guess her contract with WWE did not uh lapse over, or they parted ways basically earlier this year. So Saraya made her AEW debut during I guess you could say it was a solid episode of Dynamite, even though it was, everything felt like a big fight feel. And speaking of Dynamite as well, we're going to continue with that, talking about 2 new world champions being crowned at Grand Slam, in Chris Jericho, the new Ring of
Mm-hmm.
Honor World Heavyweight Champion, and John Moxley, the new AEW, the now 3-time AEW World Champion. We do not count the interim title, because if we counted the interim title, it would have been 4 times, but 3-time official AEW World Champion John Moxley. We'll talk about that and so much more. But yo, you said you did not catch Raw at all, or Smack, or NXT, or Dynamite, because you were busy.
Dynamite, I'll take it back. Caught up with Dynamite today.
Ain't gonna lie to you. I caught a little bit of Raw before I fell asleep. So
Oh dang!
there's that. I
It's
watched.
it's the other one you sent me. God, was 3 at the table, something like that on Peacock.
I didn't get around to watching
I
that
didn't
too.
even get a chance to really like watch it like that because I was like, which episode does he want me to watch?
It was
Because I'm like all
the
over the
one.
place.
It was the one where it was LeBron Breaker and Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner.
Okay,
They
I'm gonna have to find that because I
I
was
was like,
like,
it was
I
just
just see
something
the.
that it was just something like, hey, if you watch it, we'll talk about it. If you don't watch it, I mean, it's not a big deal. I'm a fan of WWE's documentaries. A lot of people
Mhm,
know that, so
I like that
I'm
too.
like, if anybody watch it, I'm like, oh, let's check it out. But I guess we could talk a little bit about Raw, since I watched a little bit of it. So I guess it's now time to officially get Raw. We can talk a little bit about
Let's
that.
get raw.
We started off with Bobby Lashley versus Seth Rollins for the United States Championship. Bobby Lashley obviously retained the title, but man, oh man, this man does not age.
No.
He made his WWE debut 17 years ago, and he looks exactly the same.
Bobby
But
actually
no,
ain't going nowhere.
if you haven't checked out that match between Bobby Lashley and Seth Rollins, I would highly recommend it. They had a moment where Lashley stopped the curb stomp, or the blackout,
Hmm.
or the stomp, where by just strength alone, he literally body pressed the mat, and he was like, he basically remembered that he's built like a fucking brick wall, so he stopped that. And obviously they had Damage Control doing a championship celebration, because they are the women's tag team champions in a division that is non-existent, because what tag teams, but whatever. Obviously Alexa Bliss, Bianca Belair, and Asuka interrupted, so that set up the I'm guessing that was the main event. Like I said, I fell asleep during Raw. So then we had Kevin Owens and Austin Theory go at it, the McDonough kid, and it was another solid match from what it was. And then we had Johnny Gargano get involved, I guess, to distract Theory. So I'm guessing they're going to continue with that feud. Is this a feud that you're interested in seeing?
I mean, yeah.
You just want
If
to see Theory
somebody,
get his ass whooped.
I mean, yes, please, like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah. You just yeah.
and that Money in the Bank still ain't got cashed.
It ain't gonna get cashed in for a good minute. They're gonna get cashed in when we forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had the Brawling Brutes defeat the Street Profits in the tag team match, and I still don't understand why WWE doesn't release a Street Profits jerseys or the attire that they be wearing. Like you would think that they would replicate the jerseys that they're wearing, but they're not. So I mean, other than that, it was a solid match, and I think this is the point where I fell asleep because I was tired. I was exhausted.
Yeah,
Like
we were
3 hours. 3 hours of
exhausted.
Raw is too long. I'm sorry. It's like even if you are interested in the show, it's still too long for me. Plus, I had to be to work first thing in the morning anyway, so
Yeah, see.
it really wouldn't have made a lick of difference. Then we had the Judgment Day. So I'm basically going to pull up the results right here. The Judgment Day, I guess Dominic Mysterio had some heat where the crowd was just booing the hell out of him, and then he started talking. I'm like, put some bass in your voice, son.
Oh man,
He has no bass.
this must have been really bad.
He was like, I'm with my new family, my real family. The
Man, no.
Judgment Day. Like he had no authority in his voice. And I'm like, bruh, stop talking.
Jeez.
you you're not helping your case. You sound like a child that's trying to fit in with the cool kids, and so far it's worked a little bit, but it's not working that much. My God. Obviously, that led into the Judgment Day defeating Rey Mysterio and Matt Riddle in a tag team match. Rollins and Riddle have been interfering in the United States title match as well as this match to continue their feud. And then, so basically, it's like with the Judgment Day and the Mysterios, and I try to give them my interest, but it's not there.
Dang.
I mean, outside of Finn Balor rocking the bandana last week or the week before or whatever, that man posted he posted a video of him with the California love overlay. So he know we making the jokes.
Oh man.
And then
That's
we
so
got
funny.
the Miz TV segment with Dexter Lumis again trying to abduct the Miz. So I'm guessing this is going to lead to something. Are you intrigued in this in what they're doing with Dexter Lumis, is
A
this your
little
type
bit.
of
A little
is this
bit.
your type of content that you like to consume? The reason why I asked that because I was watching a movie with my mom the other day, and she was she was horrified. She does not like mystery or thriller type content.
Dang. Oh wow, really?
Yeah, she'll be like, turn that shit off. Turn that shit off.
Oh my gosh. Instead of just watching it just to try to at least try to help me figure it out. Like,
Yeah, she
dang,
like,
mama,
turn that shit
really?
off. Turn that
See, my
shit
mama,
off.
she do. Like, that junk crazy. Like, she likes stuff like that. Like, we all do. So it's like, we like, oh, what's gonna happen? Or we'll be like, get out. You know you're supposed to be up in there. Like, what you doing? What are you doing? Like, I promise you, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. But she don't be scared. She just deal with it. Like,
and then the main event was Bailey and defeating Alexa Bliss in a match and then basically Bailey it's basically going to be Bailey versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship at Extreme Rules. And if I'm Triple H, I continue that one match that we didn't get before Bailey was injured, which was supposed to be an I Quit match between her and Bianca.
Okay.
If they don't want to go that route, I'd say no holds barred or steel cage or something. Since Damage Control keeps getting involved in Bailey's mess,
Yeah, I totally would be down for that.
just throw a steel cage. Like if they don't want to go, if they don't want to go the I Quit route, just throw in a steel cage. Bailey versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship at Extreme Rules. So basically, the show ended with Damage Control standing over or falling Bianca Belair to continue to solidify that. And then also, before we move on from Raw, they continue to brawl, that being Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle, to officially set up a fight pit. Have you seen the last time they did a fight pit?
No.
It was Riddle versus Timothy Thatcher with I believe Kurt Angle was the special guest referee.
Okay. I'm
So
gonna go
it's
back and look at that.
So basically, yeah, just look up the fight pit match and you'll see the concept. The concept is built for this feud. Is Riddle's playground, if you will. And I like the face that Seth Rollins made to kind of sell you like, hey, this is gonna be interesting ordeal when they finally clash. And hopefully, if I'm being honest with you, hopefully it's the last time because I want to see Seth Rollins chasing after the title at some point. Whether it's either that or I'm gonna need Triple H to come on TV and say, Roman, either show up on Raw. I'm just ready for them to split the titles again because there's so many people who just feels like they're just floating around without a purpose, and just put a second and just put the WWE title back on Raw.
Oh man, so they just floating around.
They just float around at this point. Just put the WWE title back on Raw and call it a day. If I'm being honest with
man.
you.
It has been a lot of pressure. I will say that it's a lot to carry. So I will say that I can agree on that. To be undisputed, it's like it's a lot of weight.
It's not even just that. It's either book them on the show,
I agree.
just if you want to keep Roman the same way he is now, just keep the Universal title on him and just have the WWE title for Raw so they can just do whatever. Because it's like you're obviously either dragging Seth Rollins versus Roman for some reason, because the rematch is supposed to happen. He's the only one that technically beat Roman, so it's like they're not trying to find a way to give him the title shot. So it's like, and then you got Bobby Lashley, who's also a viable contender, but he's the United States champion. So it's like, yo, either take the title off Roman as far as the WWE title, split the titles again, or book him more. And speaking of booking decisions, we're going to talk about NXT. This probably be the only thing I'm going to talk about during the show because even though it was a solid show, I really didn't care for it all that much because of this decision right here. And that is Solo Sikoa, 1 week after winning the NXT North American Championship, was stripped of the title by Shawn Michaels. And I'm going to be honest with you. Soon as I saw that, I said, so we went through all that. We had Carmelo Hayes attack Wesley last week on NXT. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. And then we had, because it was a pairing vote. So basically it's supposed to be Wesley versus Carmelo Hayes for the North American Championship. Solo Sikoa then came out and I'm like, oh, so he's in this match. All right. Okay, cool. The bell rung. Great match. I praised certain spots. And then we got the outcome of Solo Sikoa winning the NXT North American Championship. The entire bloodline, minus the honorary Uso Sami Zayn, was NXT. It had gold. Fast forward a week to now NXT because they dropped the 2.0. And Sean said, yeah, it wasn't sanctioned.
Wow.
So now I have and it left me with the question. I said, so what if Madcap Moss actually won the title on SmackDown? Like all that, you waited a whole week. You sacrificed Carmelo Hayes' momentum because let's be real, this man was on the road. And I had people say, "Oh, Carmelo Hayes is getting called up soon," and if you want to look, if they was going to have him have the North American title defended in a ladder match at Halloween Havoc, they could have either had Carmelo Hayes still be champion and lose the title there, to where he doesn't get pinned and kill his momentum, or just have a Joker type deal and have Solo Sikoa make a debut, a response, or show up and say, "I'm in this match," and have either both of them lose because he cost Carmelo Hayes the title or something. But or you could have just had Carmelo Hayes come up to SmackDown and say, "I want my title back," and prolong this and make it longer than a week. But nope, they said, "Okay, we're just gonna say it wasn't sanctioned. We're gonna strip him of the title after we kill Carmelo Hayes's momentum, and now Carmelo Hayes is in the match again anyway for the title." So it's like, well, that was my entire question. It took me out of the entire show. I was like, so what was the point?
Like, what we doing?
Like, and speaking of Carmelo Hayes possibly getting called up, it better not be Solo. That's all I'm saying. Because Trick Williams is too hilarious and this duo between the two fits so well to the point where I do not want to see either one of them split up. Not yet. Like at some point, I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. Because let's be real, no tag team in WWE ever lasts the test of time if you're not the Usos. So, and then, and then as the show went on, because that whole 923 thing where people assume that Bray Wyatt is returning soon. I put out a tweet.
I didn't hear about this.
It's fan speculation.
I was gonna say, is it silly or
apparently WWE they've been doing they've been singing something, playing a song. I believe it's called The White Rabbit, and during commercial breaks, and people have been speculating that it's teasing or slowly teasing the return of the Fiend, because they've been playing the song and then the lights will turn red and then the lights will turn that little purple color that Alexa Bliss had when she was a part of it too. And during the main event of Raw, the lights flickered on and off when Alexa was in the match. So people were assuming like, oh, hey, Bray Wyatt is coming back. And I put out a tweet just joking. I said, what if the White Rabbit ends up being Joe Gacy? Because let's be real, Joe Gacy fucking sucks in NXT. And whatever the dyad, the schism, whatever this trio is, I was like, that would be hilarious if it's Joe Gacy, and I just want to see Twitter have a breakdown. Not everybody found it funny, and I could not care less, because I'm like, hey, if you gonna find what I post funny, either scroll, laugh, or keep it scrolling. That's all I was saying.
All right, nobody forcing me to look at this.
Outside of that, you didn't really miss anything on NXT. I mean, obviously, we had the return of Ilya Dragunov. He was injured, so I'm guessing they're teasing that match. And if you remember him versus Gunther, you already know that's gonna be when him and Breaker face off. That's gonna be a hell of a match. Or they can they can go the triple threat route and go with, because I believe JD McDonough, Tay Rockhead, defeated Tyler Bate to win the NXT. I mean, to become the number one contender during the show. And that was NXT. Like I said, it was outside of that. I mean, if people missed it, they didn't really miss much. But it was solid for what I watched. And speaking of solid news, let's talk a little bit about this news: the return of NXT, well, not NXT, the debut of War Games at Survivor Series.
Triple H.
Because everybody know War Games was a thing because of WCW, NWA at the time. So, long history. You've seen Blood and Guts, their AEW's version of War Games. You've seen Lethal Lockdown, which was TNA's version of War Games, even though it was one ring. So WWE announced on September 19, 2022, for those who've been hiding under a rock, that Survivor Series will feature both men's and women's War Game matches. The premium live event branded WWE Survivor Series War Games will take place on Saturday, November 26th from TD Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. The news was first reported by David Shoemaker of The Ringer. This marks the first time in history that War Games matches will take place on a WWE main branded event. They said WWE branded event in the release. I don't know why, because we're acknowledging NXT is a part of WWE. But the men and women Survivor Series War Game matches will feature teams of WWE superstars stepping inside a massive steel cage surrounding 2 rings. The match begins with 1 member for each team facing off before additional competitors are added every few minutes thereafter. Once all superstars have entered War Games, a victory can be attained via pinfall or submission. Now, I am happy for this taking place being Survivor Series War Games is because we don't have to deal with the dreaded brand supremacy. Your thoughts on this, since you're saying a lot?
No, because especially like when you mentioned like the 2 rings thing.
You've never seen a War Games match?
I don't think so. And if I have, I probably don't even remember. So yeah,
they had a War Games last year where it was NXT versus NXT 2.0.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, yes. See, that's what I'm saying. I probably don't remember.
Yeah,
I probably did watch it, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
I actually kind of still like the idea though. Like I hope the game is good. That's all I got to say.
It's not a game; it's a match.
Okay. See, I told you I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted.
If it's War Games, like if it's like 5 versus 5, you know the bloodline is gonna be in that at some point.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be the bloodline.
That's a fact.
For the men, it's probably gonna be the bloodline versus. I wouldn't mind seeing the bloodline versus Imperium.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Or the bloodline versus the Brawling Brutes, and maybe 2 other people. Well, that's if they include Roman. If they don't include Roman, which I'm pretty sure they won't, because that'd be predictable. They're not pinning Roman.
No, of course not.
If they do have the bloodline, it could be 4v4. It could be Sammy and the Usos and Solo versus, say, the Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Butch, and Rich Holland. And I'm guessing the 4th man, it could be somebody returning or somebody that the bloodline. It could be Kevin Owens. Shit, fuck it. Kevin Owens, put Kevin Owens in it. Him and Sammy got history, so there's that.
That's cool.
As far as the women, I expect Damage Control, Bailey, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky, and probably just to throw a name out there, just to say fuck it. Sonya Deville, if they want to do 4. And then I'm guessing on the face side, it could be Bianca, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, and I'm guessing you can, if they want. It's kind of tricky on that 4th person if that's the teams. I'm guessing you can say who has history with Bailey. I don't want it to be Sasha though.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not those. I can't even.
That's terrible. Charlotte?
Yeah. I mean, yes. Yeah.
Charlotte?
Yeah, it could be.
I don't know. It's kind of hard because you don't know who they're pushing and who's in a feud. So it's hard to book it. But if knowing Triple H, from what I'm gonna try my best to put some trust in this man, because I have a bad history with. And speaking of, and then before we move on to any AEW stuff, what's your thoughts on Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul at Crown Jewel?
I don't even talk about this.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Because he just disrespectful. I don't even want to talk about him.
Of course you are a fangirl. Come on now.
He's just rude. No, for real though. Like when I saw even when I saw Friday Night SmackDown that day before the actual press conference. So the press conference happened in Vegas. So it's like, okay, like, yeah, you decided to talk about him when he leaves your podcast. Come on, dude. Like, how you gonna do give respect? Then you gonna go right back and retract it and then be disrespectful. Like, you not really. And then so, yeah, like I can go against him. Yeah, why not? Like, I'll fight Roman Reigns. Oh, all right. Then you gonna be like, I apologize for my outburst come November 5th. So, like, when I saw that, I was like, okay, I already know what time it is. I know what you're trying to do. And then when they had the press conference, he just kept talking. I had a feeling. I said, okay, Roman's gonna do something. Roman's gonna either punch him, shove him. It's something, because right now Roman looks a little upset, and facial expressions don't lie. So I'm just like, okay, he just trying to get inside your head, man. Like, come on now. How many times you been through this? Like, you done been through this way more than Logan Paul. Like, come on. Like, don't let him do you like that. Don't let him try to punk you out or psych you out, or you don't do it. But I knew it was gonna be something serious, especially like when I saw that push. I was like, yeah, you might want to just be quiet, like just be quiet before you get whooped on the press conference. And I like the way how Triple H handled it too, because he stepped right on in and he's like, hey, like we not doing this, you know what I'm saying? We not up in here. I'm like, no, we not. Sell it in the ring November 5th. I'm like, Tony Khan. But you know, because you see that? I'm just saying, you might want to take notes.
Yeah, we don't
At least a
talk
little
about
bit.
Yeah, Tony Khan. Yeah, that man probably ain't gonna want to have a press conference ever again.
I'm like, that's how you're supposed to handle a press conference, though.
I'm pretty sure Tony Khan don't want to have a press conference ever again. Especially,
I hope not. I hope it'd be a lesson, because
that people still talk about that shit now. Tony Khan and CM Punk in that press conference, because apparently CM Punk's supposed to be reportedly like working on a buyout, because I'm guessing that's the last time we'll ever see CM Punk in AEW. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I already gave my thoughts on this Logan Paul and Roman Reigns match.
I still want to see it, but yeah,
I gave my thoughts. I'm like, it should be. It's Triple H knows what he's doing, as far as like he knows that there's different form of revenue and audiences out there. People are there's a lot of fans of Logan Paul. He has a following behind him. I personally don't go out of my way to watch his content. I don't go out of my way to watch anybody's content. If it's like, I barely watch my own content. The only time I watch it is if I have to edit it for TikTok or something. But other than that, I put content out and I keep it pushing, because that's just how I roll. But Triple H is a smart man. He knows that, hey, Logan Paul has a following behind him. He's going to bring eyes on it. So people who are losing their minds over a one-off match, because let's be real, this is literally what it is. It's a one-off match, Saudi Arabia. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get a lot of people talking about it. It's already been talked about by a lot of people. So it's like, dog, don't lose your mind over it. That's why I tell people. That's what I'm telling the people who are like losing their mind. Like, hey, is Logan, like, oh, you're gonna really try to make me believe Logan Paul? No, bro. It's just a match.
I ain't gonna make you believe it. I'm just gonna watch it. It's just a match.
It's just a match for me. Like, I'm not finna. That's like me, like, bro. Unless it's a situation where it's Goldberg defeating the Fiend, then I'm not finna lose my mind over it. I already know Roman is protected, and I already know Logan Paul ain't finna win no Undisputed Universal Championship, because let's be real, his schedule, it won't permit it. That dude already does a million things.
Mm-hmm.
So him winning the Universal title is probably not in the cards. But
and I think he said something about his brother is supposed to fight too, like against Silva a week before that. So I'm like, oh, okay. All right.
I ain't buying that shit.
I'm not gonna trip about it, but okay. I'm gonna watch it for fun, but I ain't tripping about it.
But bottom line is, we both interested in seeing what they're gonna do with Logan Paul and Roman Reigns. But that's November 5th, and we got War Games before that. So, hey, November and October is pretty much covered when it comes to WWE in my book. But back to that CM Punk and him possibly leaving. In your opinion, would you consider that this the most disappointing comeback you've ever seen in any sport?
Yeah. So I'm like,
Thoughts?
didn't you just come back?
Like elaborate a little bit. Like give your
Like,
like what from your perspective. What do you feel like this entire return has accommodated to? Because if I look at it, if you take away the two title reigns where he was both injured in both of them, so he really didn't have
you
he had
didn't really just get a chance to just do. I mean,
yeah
you got a chance to do stuff, but not as I want to say not as much as maybe he would want to do. I think so. It's like, man, like you come back, you get injured, then you get injured twice. Like it's a lot. Like it's just okay. Like
like I'm not
what do we
finna get
do?
on here. I'm not gonna get on here and say, "Hey, this was like the most disappointing return ever." Because let's be real, he gave us a
I was disappointed a little bit, but not like way over the top.
yeah
You did give something. You did give me something to see. So it's like I'm not gonna
yeah
say that, but it's just
like
what
his feud with MJF. I give it to him. That was one of the
hmm,
most compelling feuds. The promos between the two, I appreciate it for what they were. Him and Eddie Kingston at one point
hmm.
they had a match that was a banger on pay per view, and then I believe him and he put he I wouldn't s- I wouldn't say it's like it's a few things that I wish he would have feuded with. Like I wish he would have it would have been him and Claudio, him and Chris Jericho again at one point, him and MJF doing the final match to put MJF over as the world champion, or put him and hell, I wouldn't mind him and Keith Lee at some point. Him and Swerve, like matches I haven't seen, or if they exist, I haven't gone out my way to watch. It would have been so many people I wouldn't mind him work with, but what can you really do? It's like he had his blow up. I'm not losing my mind over it, but he had his blow up, and that's all I can think about it. But yeah,
If he happened to possibly get another feud that like it's unexpected, like I'd be like, whoa, like I didn't expect that. Then I wouldn't
that's if
mind
he's
like watching. That's if he still like be there.
yeah, that's if he goes back because hey man, that's reportedly. If it is, I honestly I would look at it like this. He don't if that is how if the last image of CM Punk in AEW is that press conference, that is one way to go out. And
Mm-hmm.
I ain't talking about with a bang. That's another bridge burnt in my book.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, bro,
Yeah.
and 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 I can't come on here and be like I turned on CM Punk or whatever, because let's be real. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. CM Punk got me back into wrestling in 2011 because it was at that point where I was literally about to check out, because around 2011 was when TNA was on the decline because Hogan and Bischoff were still there,
Hmm.
and around the time it's like the whole thing with Jeff Hardy and Sting and Victory Road, like a lot of that stuff happened back to back, and then it was like 2011, I believe, like we had the R-Truth heel turn, but then nothing happened after that with him in the main event scene. So it was a lot going
Going
on
on.
to the point where I was just like, okay, maybe it's enough. And then obviously the pipe bomb happened, and then the summer of Punk was botched by WWE, but it still happened. So we had 3 summers of Punk. That was the first one in Ring of Honor, this one in WWE, and then this one was the most disappointing summer of Punk because soon as the summer of Punk started, he got injured off of a dive to the audience. So you broke your foot there, and then you came back, got squashed, and then you beat Moxley at All Out. Then you had your bitch fest at the media scrum. And
Yeah.
all I'm saying, and after all that drama, all I was saying is, damn, maybe they shouldn't have taken the title off Hangman. Because all this started when CM Punk beat Hangman at Double or Nothing.
Man, that's crazy how like you can't go against it, because when you do look back on it and you see it all over, you're like, dang, like this is actually true. Like, yeah, you can't even take it back. It's like, it's not like it ain't there. The proof is right there. So
like if you watch the show,
man, like,
I'm not
oh my
delusional.
God.
I'm literally bringing up stuff that we've seen on in front of our very eyes. Like I can't say
Dang,
you can't say
like,
nothing was altered or documented. It was literally right there. My eyes work. Like,
my goodness.
and speaking and to continue on with AEW, we're gonna talk a little bit about Dynamite Grand Slam, AEW Dynamite Grand Slam, live in Queens at Arthur Ashe Stadium. Their return to Arthur Ashe 1 year to the date, where we had that incredible match last year between Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson. This year we kicked off with the Ring of Honor World Championship on the line, Claudio Castagnoli versus the Wizard Chris Jericho. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this was a good match. I'll give them that. This was a good match. But man, y'all gotta chill with this Judas sing along, man. Cause the more I hear Judas, the more I'm like, this shit is cringe. I despise Judas with a passion because it's so stupid. It's just so stupid. But this match right here proved two things. Tony Khan don't know what the fuck he doing with Ring of Honor, and what the fuck is going on with Ring of Honor. Because
oh man.
And the reason why I say that, because obviously for those of you who don't know, Chris Jericho defeated Claudio Castagnoli to become the Ring of Honor World Champion, making him officially an 8-time world champion across multiple brands. I believe he's the first person to hold the title in WCW, even though it was in WWE, but they had bought WCW at that point. He was the WCW World Champion, the WWE World Champion, the first ever undisputed world champion in history, at mind you. Then he switched over to, I believe he won a world title in where else has he won a world title? It was WCW, WWE. Was he an ECW champion? I don't think so.
Let me see. Probably.
Man, let me pull up this man's history books right here on the show. Chris Jericho. Let's see. How many world championships has this man won? Yeah, I'm about to pull it up now. Boom, boom, boom.
He did become a one-time
Okay,
IWGP champion. We got that part.
Okay, looking at world champions, he was the AEW World Champion, the inaugural World Champion. Then you go to WWE, so he was the undisputed WWF champion. Then he was a World Heavyweight Champion 3 times. He was a WCW champion 2 times. So 2, 3, so 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm guessing 6. Then he was AEW World Champion 7, and then Ring of Honor World Champion. I'm guessing that's 8. Okay, so yep, he won all those titles, and all I could think of was Tony Khan went from beating Jonathan Gresham to put the title on Claudio. I'm like, oh, okay. And people's excuse then was, oh, he's giving popular eyes to Ring of Honor. What Ring of Honor? Because since Claudio won the title, they have not had a TV title. I mean, a television. They've literally been taking up time on Rampage. So Chris Jericho won the world title of a non-existent brand. If I look at, if I'm wrong, I would love to be corrected, but that's literally how I look at it. He's world champion of a non-existent brand.
Wow.
And it makes me look at Tony Khan like, bro, what are you doing? What are you doing with Ring of Honor? Like, are you going to give it a TV? Is it going to, Are you trying to? To me, them making Chris Jericho the face of Ring of Honor to, I guess, sell TV to someone, it's kind of like it's not really a good like argument, because let's be real. If people look at Claudio, they've seen him on WWE as recent as last year, so they've seen him before. They've seen him. They've seen his face. So using that excuse like, "Oh, Chris Jericho is more recognizable to sell to networks," no, no. I mean, it is, but you can't really. That's not your. That excuse is going to die down eventually. I mean, like I said, the match itself was fine, but putting in the title on Chris Jericho is like, oh, okay. And then we got the next up, we got the World Tag Team Championship match between Swerve and Our Glory with Fabulous. Fabulous walked them to the ring. Yeah, I had the same look when I saw it. I was like, Fabulous. I was like, huh?
What?
But and they faced the Acclaim, Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, and Daddy Ass Billy Gunn. And this was another great match. It wasn't as good as their pay-per-view match, simply because of the outside interference at the end, which kind of rubbed me a little bit the wrong way. But see, my thing is, and it's going to get me to have a little opinion about Tony Khan's booking in just a little bit. But we have new AEW World Tag Team Champions in the Acclaimed. They are your new AEW World Tag Team Champions. What are your thoughts on this decision?
I mean,
Like from an entire presentation.
I don't hate
like,
it for real.
okay.
I don't hate it.
Okay.
I don't hate it, especially like they promos have been great. Like, and then it's like they funny too. So it's like I don't knock it at all. Would I love to see them like try to maintain it? Of course I would.
Right.
Like I want to see how long they last with the championship belts. But other than that, like yeah, I don't mind it. At least again, let me see somebody new for a change, like with the bill giving somebody else a chance and things of that nature. So that's kind of cool. So I want to see like how long they can go with it, and then whoever their next challenger be, like let's say like they end up having a feud between that particular tag team, then let them go at it. Like I'm all for it.
Okay. So obviously they're setting up more than likely Swerve to officially go full heel, because when Swerve and Keith Lee came out, I bust out laughing because Swerve came out. They were booing him, but dancing to his theme song at the same time. I'm like, y'all booing me, but listening to my music.
My song, okay.
Make it make sense, but okay. But it was a moment during the match where the crowd kind of got taken out of it for a brief second, because I believe Max Caster went for an elbow drop, but I think he slipped, and the crowd was like, "Oh." They didn't know how to react to it, but obviously they picked it back up towards the end, and we have new tag team champions. Then we had an interview segment between Tony Schiavone was interviewing Wheeler Yuta, and MJF interrupted them. And this is the kind of situation where I'd be like, "Ew, Wheeler didn't stand a chance against MJF," because this dude was literally telling people that these people here will drink my spit, and they cheered about it.
Yeah,
So
I heard that too. And I was like, hold on.
And then they cut to the crowd where somebody was cheering. Like, I'm like, bro, what is wrong with you? The fuck is wrong with you, dog? And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna drink my spit. What? What you say, motherfucker? What you say? I ain't drinking nobody's spit. Kiss my ass.
I said, wait a minute, hold on. Like, where we get this from?
But he said some bars.
He did.
It said some bars where I'm like, ooh, you are indeed an asshole, but I appreciate it. I respect it. I respect it. I respect you, asshole. I respect you. Then we had the AEW All Atlantic Championship match, a title that I keep forgetting until Pac walks out with it. But Pac retained the AEW Championship, and this is where I would get to the point where I was getting kind of frustrated because the first match had a low blow, then the Juice Effect. The second match had outside interference with Billy Gunn, attacking Swerve, and this match had Pac pop Orange Cassidy with a ring bell hammer, which the ref quote unquote didn't see because apparently these refs are blind as hell for no reason, and Pac pinned Orange Cassidy for the win. And my beef is, why is Tony Khan so scared for people to lose clean? I'm pretty sure people can afford it's professional wrestling. You can't protect everybody.
Right.
Before someone starts looking good. So before someone starts looking goofy, and in this case, it's the refs. You protect everybody. The referees are looking stupid. They're looking goofy. They're looking blind as hell. Like, bro, you don't see it. And then sometimes they go out of their way to not see it. Like, bro, you can at least be more smooth than that. But it is what it is. And then we had the AEW Interim Women's World Championship match. Toni Storm defending against Serena Deeb, Athena, and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. I, for some reason, thought Jamie Hayter was in this match. But then I remembered that the last Fatal 4 was literally 3-4 weeks ago at the pay-per-view. So I kind of got it with pretty much the same people. The only two different people was Serena Deeb and Athena, whereas the last one was Jamie Hayter and Hikaru Shida. It was the same.
Yeah.
Did you catch this match?
I caught a little bit of it, and then all of a sudden I saw Saraya's debut.
Saraya made her debut.
Saraya, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of blacked out a little bit on this match, just a little bit, because I think before I give my reason why. Shout out Athena. She stayed cold in that ring.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out Serena Deeb for being the I guess you could say the foundation of this match, going as smoothly as possible. But other than that, it was it was a solid match for what it was. But obviously it came where Storm cradled Baker and picked up the win. I'm guessing at some point Britt Baker broke her nose again because she was bleeding. That woman loved bleeding.
Yeah, like I've noticed that too. I was like, what's up?
And then obviously after the match, Tony Khan doesn't want the champion or the interim champion to look strong for long because Britt Baker attacked her after the match. And I'm like, of course it was. I saw a debate on Twitter. I believe it was yesterday or the day before where someone did a review because they was actually at the show. And they was like, during this match, they went on a food break. Like they didn't even watch the match. And people started calling them out because this be the same people who be always complaining and bitching about Tony Khan booking the women's division, and yet when they have a match, you walk out during said match. Kind of look hypocritical if you ask me. But this match was kind of proof of my annoyance with the booking of the women's division because they don't give the women enough for the viewer to get invested in.
That's very true.
I am not invested in anything that these women are doing. I mean, I'm interested in a little bit on the Britt Baker and the Jamie Hayter split, even though they're, in my opinion, they're dragging it because they've been partners for practically 2 years now. So it's like at some point, these long-term bookings, you're going to have to just just go ahead and pull the trigger on it. Stop dragging it out because at some point I'm just going to check out mentally because I'm like, okay, finally. It's instead of me like, oh snap, that happened, and then it'll be like, oh, that finally happened.
Mm-hmm.
Remember,
it's like a different reaction, like when you get people interested versus you just looking at another match that feels like another rerun.
Right. And this match felt like a rerun to me when I looked at it. But hey, man, if you're the people who continue to complain about the booking of the women's division and you walk out during said matches, you're part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You're not watching it, so why would they care? But at the same time, because I understand, it's like part of me understands Tony Khan's philosophy. If no one's watching your matches, why would I waste my time booking the match? But then on the same time, but here's a counter argument. If you book the match, or if you book the competitors like they actually feel important, possibly people will watch it more.
Hmm?
Ever thought about that? Ever thought about that, Tony Montana? Say hello to my little friend. You ever thought about that, Tony? Because I swear that man does more coke than anything. But after the match, Jamie Hayter sprinted to the ring, and I'm guessing they basically, like I said, they dragged on the eventual turn, so there's still a thing. And then random music played, and then we had the grand debut of Saraya, formerly known as Paige in the WWE. Now I looked at I looked up like her, because when I first saw it, I was like, is she cleared to compete?
Mm-hmm. That was my first
Oh,
thought.
that was my first and only question. Was it a good moment? Sure.
I was like, it was great, but you good?
But I
Like
believe
you good. Like I mean, physically, mentally, medically, are you straight?
you straight.
Because if you coming back and all of a sudden you get injured again, you just got back, we got an issue. Like, are we good? Good. I don't need no. Oh yeah, I'm good. No, I don't need a I'm good. I need a I'm great. I need you to be surpassed good. Mm-mm. Because all of a sudden I'm gonna be so excited, and then all of a sudden I'm gonna be like, oh dang, like I don't want to feel like that. Like, didn't you just get back? Didn't you just get here? And I don't want to feel like that. And
But
I'm hoping they do something.
they said because for those who are in the know, because I try to make sure that reports are accurate, but apparently it suggests that she has not been medically cleared to compete. I know this is a name that doesn't really get talked about on this show a lot, but Dave Meltzer, because I guess he has a radio show as well. He noted that while Saraya has not been cleared, she is hopeful that she will be and will be allowed to compete after an in-ring absence of almost 5 years. It was noticeable that Saraya did not get physical at all during her debut, but she did motion that she was coming after her belt. Uh, some wrestling fans believe Saraya was indeed brought in to AEW as an active competitor due to Saraya having an entry on the official AEW roster page. So she has a whole, like, she's listed as competitive. So with the in-ring record and everything. However, seen as the likes of William Regal and Mark Henry also have similar profiles, despite both being firmly retired from in-ring competition, it seems as though all on-screen non-broadcast backstage talents are included on the roster page. It is yet unknown what role Saraya will play in AEW, but for the time being, at least, it doesn't appear it'll be in a physical one. And if I'm being honest with you, I'm gonna ask that question. If she is not physical, what was the point?
See.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah. Which I don't
The
have.
because it's and her debut is gonna have me looking at it like this, because I look back at Ruby Soho.
Mm-hmm.
She made a grand debut, was number one contender for the women's title, and now she is practically doing nothing.
Right.
And it's not her fault. It's just that's all about the booking. She was brought in for a pop. She put the flavor of the boss over, and just became non-existent in prominent roles. And if I'm looking at it now, same with Athena. She made a big grand debut during a pay-per-view, and now it's like she just feels like another body on the show. I mean,
I really hate that. I really hate the fact that the women have to, like, some of the women who are like super duper, now it feels like they're going right back to square one all over again.
yeah. And instead of complaining about it, I just be like, well, because y'all know me. I ain't finna waste my breath complaining about stuff that I have no control over. And then the main event came with Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Championship. It was a solid match. I probably would have been more invested in it if they didn't pan up to MJF for 20,000 times.
Yes.
During the entire match.
Man, I saw that little casino coin. I'm like, man.
But I think what made me more annoyed is like we know that it's not it's not like Money in the Bank. He can't just cash it in during the match. So what was the point of you
just holding up a little coin? What you doing?
What's the point of you reminding me? I'm not talking about MJF from a character wise. I'm talking about from booking wise. What was the point of you taking me out of this match repeatedly to remind me that MJF is next in line for whoever wins? Okay,
I get it.
You told me you can tell me that for 5 minutes, for the first 5 minutes of the match, but don't tell me every chance you got during the match and then expecting me to care about the match.
Right.
It was a fun match for what it was. We saw Mox hit the stump. Shout out to Seth Rollins and the Shield forever. And then the ending came where I believe. Oh, so he choked Bryan out in the middle of the ring. So he didn't tap out. He passed out. And Jon Moxley is the AEW World Heavyweight Champion.
You said first 3 times. They put it right on there too. First 3 times. Let me clarify.
Technically, he is the first 3-time AEW World Heavyweight Champion. So, what are your thoughts on them putting the title back on Moxley as opposed to just taking a chance and seeing how?
I ain't gonna lie, I did wanted Danielson to get it, but then it's like it's still okay. Like either way for me, it's still all right. I am ready to see what's going on with MJF. So I'm just like, okay, like I mean, I'm still okay. I'm okay.
On one hand, I'm pretty sure they're gonna probably have Mox hold it for a minute, and then when they finally put the title on MJF, they can make this big old deal. But it's like I don't know why, but to me, it's coming off as Moxley is Tony Khan's backup. Because when CM Punk went down with the first injury, his backup was Jon Moxley as interim champion. CM Punk had his whole fiasco with the medium scrum and the fight with the elite backstage. Here is Jon Moxley as Tony Khan's backup yet again. And Moxley basically bypassed his entire vacation that he was supposed to have for this. So I'm pretty sure once he drops the title to MJF, he'll go on that vacation. But at the same time, I'm gonna need Tony Khan to get his shit together. I'm gonna need them to hit a full ass reset on the main event scene. Like,
it makes sense.
To skip ahead to Rampage, Hangman Adam Page is the number 1 contender for the world title after winning the Golden Ticket Battle Royal. And then when I saw that, I was like, okay, something needs to change.
Yeah, that makes sense. Man. It makes perfectly good sense. So it's like
they need a full ass reset. I don't care if it's Luchasaurus.
But I'm saying the same thing. Like I don't mind it being a reset either. I don't mind.
They need a full ass reset. Like, I'm getting it's getting to that point where I'm like, all right, what are we doing here? But AEW Dynamite, was it was solid for what it was. Like I wouldn't give it a full ass grade. I'd be like it was solid for
Yeah. That's
what
why I
it
was like,
was.
I'm okay. It's okay.
And I'm guessing we could talk a little bit about SmackDown because since that's the recent show we talked about, and apparently the Bloodline finally got new shirts.
Mm-hmm.
We the ones. We the ones. We the ones. We the ones. And but they weren't the only ones that got a new shirt because I bid on this. I really did. I thought they was about to turn on
I
Sami
thought they was
Zayn.
gonna beat him up.
They had him rip off the old shirt. Jay was chopping at the bit to rip that shirt
Oh
off.
yeah.
He was like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Take it off. Take
Take
it
it
off.
off.
I said,
Take it
whoa.
off.
I mean, I know what you're going through, but I
But that was
know
obviously
what
a
you're going
coup.
through, bro.
That was obviously a coup with Roman Reigns because he was like, I don't never want to see you in that shirt again because I got you your own shirt.
And they was looking like, he was like,
He's
huh?
the honorary Uso, and Jay was not. He was not having it.
And he got the SZ on it.
The SZ honorary Uso.
Like, and Jay was still upset. I was
He was.
like, yo,
He was like, man.
I can't take this. But you
And I'm
need
like,
somebody like that, though. You still need somebody like that because some of the people that Roman has trusted has turned on him. So you still gotta have that one. You know, gotta have that one family member that still like, you know, you can like who you like, but I still don't trust them. So you can do that, but I'm gonna do my part.
right.
Because
And
when they mess up, I'm gonna be right here.
but you know that shit, it's gonna go to his head though because now now that Solo got his back because Solo is now officially the enforcer of the bloodline. So to whenever some and I like the way that they explained it in with the promo because let's be real, Paul Heyman continues to be one of the best, or if not the best, promos in the game.
Okay.
But they basically said that Solo was sent by the elders of the family to, I guess, relieve the stress of the Usos. And Roman said, "Well, you no longer answer to the elders; you answer to me. Acknowledge me." And he obviously was acknowledged.
I
So
wouldn't be surprised if Solo Sikoa ended up trying to challenge Roman, how Jay did him. I won't be shocked. Especially like when they hugged, I was like, okay, like, is he gonna hug him or he gonna flip too? Like it's just I just had it right in the back of my head. I was like,
that's the beauty behind this story with the bloodlines because you never know.
I said, they gonna fight too?
You never know. And obviously, we had another encounter between Drew and Karrion Kross. They're setting it up as a strap match. It'll be a strap match at Extreme Rules between the two. What has been your thought and your opinion on this feud?
I actually kind of like it.
With Drew and Karrion. Like,
I do. I actually
are you a
kind of
fan
like
of this remake of because it's pretty much a remake or a redo of Vince McMahon doing his thing with his original booking
it.
of Karrion Kross.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I won't say I won't not. Sorry, I will not say I'm not interested into it. I do want to see how far it goes. So I do like I do. I want to see it. Yeah, yeah. I actually kind of like this a little bit. I know Scarlett gonna probably do something anyway, but you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, I guess they've been wanting to fight anyway since he showed up. What was that, Clash of the Castles? Karrion Kross showed up in that, just watching, and I'm just like, yeah, come on, let them fight.
Karrion Kross don't look like an angry car salesman to you.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It could be just the hair.
It is.
I'm
It
like,
gotta
bro.
be. It
You look
gotta
like
be.
I'm like, bro, you look like a car salesman that's just pissed
Like,
off that.
yeah, either that or insurance man that's just upset.
He's like, "Oh, so you're not gonna switch to Geico? Go to sleep.
Okay.
I'm gonna choke you out." And the way this man was choking Drew out, he was like, "Let it go, let it go." I'm like, "Bro, why does it sound like you trying to sing Frozen?"
Like, just go ahead.
Let it go. I just started humming when he kept saying
Sleep,
because
sleep.
he kept saying it repeatedly. Like, go back and
I was
watch him
like, man,
saying "Let it go." Go back and watch him say "Let it go" like a million times. I'm like, bro, I started harmonizing "Let it go" from the Frozen because I'm like, bro, you doing the most.
mm-hmm.
But then
Yeah, I said it's the second time he done put you to sleep.
hey, so I guess that'll make it even more better. And then next up we had the SmackDown Women's Champion Liv Morgan defeat Lacey Evans, who's just there at this point.
Yeah,
Uh,
I knew that was gonna happen, so I kind of skimmed through.
yeah, it was. I give them this. They made Liv look dominant for the first
Mm-hmm.
time since she won the title in the ever.
Yeah, they did.
So there's that.
And I was like, I know who's gonna win. I knew.
And then I'm skimming through a lot of stuff, but then we had the main event for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. What
Oh,
you think about this match?
before you do that, before you say that, did you see that tweet I sent you
Which
with
one?
Ricochet?
Oh, Ricochet slamming getting attacked.
Man, I was like, you ain't slick, bruh.
Little
Like,
Jimmy, no, that was little Jimmy. Little Jimmy got him some. Our true somewhere proud. Little Jimmy attacked Ricochet with that little extra bump. That man threw his
I
whole
was
body.
like, you
Like,
throw
bro,
your whole you, you know, he throw you, then you throw yourself. Okay, I saw that.
unless it was supposed to be an extra throw, but Solo forgot. So he just said fuck it and just threw himself anyway.
Oh
So
man, I
that
just
was the power.
laughed.
That was Yokozuna and Umaga tossing
Yeah,
Solo. That was the
like,
spirit. That was the spirit of the fallen Oos.
mm-hmm. I was
That
like,
was
I saw
Umaga.
that. I was like, okay.
That was Umaga, Rosie,
You over there
and
channeling your inner Umaga over there.
no, that was their spirits.
Well, yeah, I take that
With
back.
that final shot,
Oh yes, yes.
that was their spirits. The spirit of Umaga and Rosie
Some
and
ancestors.
Yokozuna took out took out Ricochet for it. So yeah, that one's for me.
Yeah. I was like, man. I was like, all right
But
now.
but then we had the main event, which was chaotic as hell and
Yes.
too good for TV in my book. Uh, I like the fact that they're letting Butch speak more because
Mm-hmm.
they're letting him they're like okay I think they're pulling back on the scrappy dude gimmick and just letting him be a fighter. He just
Mm-hmm.
pissed off the fight. And then obviously the main event which saw Imperium get involved
Yeah, they got involved. Yep.
and
It
cost
looked weird.
the Brutes the title. So and that was I'm pretty sure that was their key way or segue to set up for the rematch between Sheamus
Mm-hmm.
and Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. That is going to be going down on October 7th,
Mm-hmm.
2022. So that's been dubbed the season premiere of SmackDown, which I never understood a season premiere for a show that doesn't
I ain't even
have
know
a.
what episode they was on. I lost complete track.
Yeah, I think we
I
all
didn't know
did.
the episode or season. I'm like, what season are y'all
They don't know.
in? Because for as far as I've been concerned, it's been Friday Night SmackDown for me.
It's been Friday
Like,
night, Tuesday night, Thursday
like,
night. I'm surprised they,
okay.
but and then yeah. I mean, SmackDown overall, I enjoyed it for what it was. It wasn't. It kept me interested the entire show.
Hmm.
Now, Rampage. Did you catch anything of Rampage?
I caught a little bit of Rampage.
Which parts
Just a little
did you
bit.
catch? Which parts?
I did catch everything leading up to. I probably did majority of it. Everything leading up to Jungle Boy and Christian Cage
I
and
ain't gonna lie,
Luchasaurus.
that Jungle Boy versus Ray Phoenix match was one of the proofs and the gripes that I have with wrestling, or there's
Hmm.
so many kickouts to
Yeah,
the point where
yeah.
I check out. That was one of those matches where I'm like,
I was like, dang, like, oh my God, can we like speed this up?
Because it was so many kickouts. I'm like, all right, we're at that.
Yeah,
point.
I did skim through it a little bit on that. Because when he kept kicking, the guy kept kicking out, I was like, okay, great.
And then like, okay. And
All
then what made me laugh was I'm like, all those kickouts and y'all ended it on a roll up.
Mm-hmm.
But Rampage was, like I said, it was 2 hours for no reason. But they started off with the DQ match, no DQ match, Darby Allin and Sting versus the House of Black, Brody King and Buddy Matthews. The ending came when Buddy was distracted by the debut or the arrival of the Great Muta.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw the Great Muta, I was like, he's still alive? I was confused. Oh, shoot. We forgot to talk about Braun Strowman on SmackDown versus Otis.
Oh, yeah.
What you thought about that? It was
liked it.
It was big meaty men smacking meat. But yeah, to get back to this, the Great Muta came out and Buddy Matthews, they had Buddy Matthews who looked like he can fold all them fools. Looked supposed to be scared. Like I'm supposed to be scared of him. I'm like, man, this dude. But they said this is supposed to be his last year in wrestling. I'm like, bro, his last year in wrestling should have been years ago, but okay.
Yeah, like when he came out, I said, who this old man? Cause them grades don't lie. So I was like, what's up? Like
you can just look at how he walked to the ring. I'm like,
yeah.
bro,
I was like, who this?
You look exhausted. Just walking to the ring.
Granddaddy? Like
that's somebody great granddaddy. What you talking
about? Somebody like man, like what he finna do?
Next up, we had the FTW champion Hook and Action Bronson versus defeat Jericho Appreciation Society's Angelo Parker and Matt Menard. Action Bronson got a double check. He wrestled and he rapped to the ring.
Yeah, he did good.
Yeah, for what it, yeah,
he did good for what it was. Yeah, he did good.
So they both put both men, that being Hook and Action Bronson, put 2.0 or formerly 2.0 in the Red Room, and they won via submission. Next up, we had TNT champion Wardlow and ROH World Television champion Samoa Joe defeat Josh Woods and Tony Nese. This was literally just a match. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I literally tuned out on this match. But then mainly because when I saw Wardlow make his way to the ring, the only thing I could ask was, why isn't this man defending his title?
Dang.
And shout out to Alice on Twitter, because she actually had a argument. I'm gonna actually pull it up, make sure I quote her properly, because she actually had a good idea. The hell? Oh, my water leaking.
Speaking of water.
All right, so let's pull this up. Okay. She put this. Shout out to Alice at Alice in the Ring on Twitter, because I actually agree with what she said. She said, I hope AEW pull the trigger on some big TNT title matches for Wardlow. You can't protect everyone forever. Let some of the big guys take some losses. Samoa Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, Keith Lee, and Brody King should all happen in this reign. Then whoever you choose for him to drop it to, you can tell the story of him facing the biggest, most dangerous guys week in and week out, and it finally takes its toll. Protects Wardlow and puts whoever finally thrown him over in the process. And when she wrote that, I was like,
she literally like called it out, hit it right on the nail.
And that leads you to the booking decision again of Tony Khan. It's like, bro, everyone doesn't need to be protected. You don't need to protect everyone. It is professional wrestling. If someone loses repeatedly, you can make us care by booking them to be important. It doesn't matter. Everybody doesn't need to be protected. Everybody doesn't need to have outside interference. Everybody doesn't need to have dumbass referees suddenly getting blinded or looking the other way because it's because they're booked to not win clean. It's okay for Samoa Joe to lose. It's okay for Powerhouse Hobbs to lose. It's okay for Keith Lee to lose. It's okay for Brody King to lose. The way the TNT title, it's like, do they want Wardlow's momentum to just die down? Because when he was in a feud with MJF, he felt like a big ass deal, and now he just there feuding with Mark Sterling. Okay, but I had to put that out on the show because I agree. Wardlow needs to be faced against the legit guys, not the squash matches. Because if you do so many squash matches, I won't give a shit. I don't care who you are.
There's
or
only
what
so
company.
much you can do with squash matches.
I don't care who you are, what company you are a part of. If that is how you're gonna book all your big guys, I don't care. That's just me.
Right.
And Samoa Joe is another thing. It's like he's the TNT, he is the television champion of a brand that doesn't have TV. And so we're at some point they're gonna have to figure it out what they're gonna do with that. We already talked about the Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus Ray Phoenix match. And then after the match, we had Christian Cage. He's injured, but he's still the mouthpiece of Luchasaurus. Am I the only one who probably would have cared about Luchasaurus turning heel on Jungle Boy if they didn't turn him heel just to fake reunite with Jungle Boy just to turn on him again? I probably would have cared more if they didn't do that.
Right.
But what are your thoughts on this?
I had a feeling he was gonna do that though, because when Christian Cage came out and he started talking, I was like, okay, so where Luchasaurus at? Because either he finna swing on Christian or he gonna swing on Jungle Boy. And lo and behold, I was right. He ended up getting on Jungle Boy. So I was like, okay. So what y'all gonna do? Like with Luchasaurus? We still doing this back and forth? What we doing with that? Like, is he gonna be by himself? And at some given point, are you gonna let Luchasaurus just be solo and let him go out on his own, or we still gonna keep this gimmick up? Because it feels like we going back to the same thing.
Yeah, what she said. Next up, we had Eddie Kingston versus Sammy Guevara. This was a match. I love Eddie Kingston.
Oh, never mind. Yep, keep it going. I did watch the whole thing. Well, I take that back. I watched the whole thing up to all that brawl that happened. We'll get to it, but yeah. I saw this one too. This one was just okay.
I love Eddie Kingston, but they gonna have to do something because it's like the booking decisions for Eddie as far as what they're doing with him. I will always have love for Eddie Kingston, but they're really trying their hard for me to not care when he's in that ring, because they don't let him win the big moment matches. There's always some shenanigans. Just because he didn't stop the hold after the match. He won the match, but then they reversed the decision. I'm like,
oh my God. So
for what?
If y'all gonna keep doing this, I ain't finna keep watching this. Like, I'm finna quit. I'm finna quit.
I'm already halfway there.
Out.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm about to
walking out.
I'm halfway there with you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Then we had
I was like, oh my God, what? Like, what are you doing?
all I could do was just look. I was just like,
what are you doing?
All I could do was look. I was just so confused. I was so annoyed at the same time, but I just said, fuck all this.
So when is this over?
I don't know, man. 2 hours of this shit. 2 hours. Then we had the TBS Championship, Jade Cargill with the baddies versus Diamante with Trina. Trina. Speaking of Trina, a lot of people was like, who is Trina? Y'all don't know Trina?
Right.
First of all, Trina, respectfully, you look good. Second of all, Trina is to be honest with you, growing up, I personally didn't listen to Trina like that. Mainly because of who the household can listen to a lot of music.
I did.
Like I didn't start really listening to music. I didn't really start
I
listening
did.
to. Of course, you did because you were you. But at around the time she was, I think she was popping what 2000, 2001, 2002. Like she was popping. Obviously, she's popping now still, but she was like up there. It's like she was featured on everybody's shit in like 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 4, like around that time. And the only people I gave excuses to for not knowing who Trina was people from the UK because they don't listen to a lot of American music. But for people who was supposed to be around my age, our age range,
98.
98 all the way up.
98 to present. Yep.
Yeah, come on, dog. But this was just basically another match for when they was like, "Who is Trina?" And I'm like, "Come on, dog."
Like,
y'all got, and then you had people, and then you had people on social media trying to argue with people like, "Oh, don't nobody know who Trina?" I'm like, "Bro, just say you don't listen to good music and call it a day."
Right.
Just say you don't listen to
say
music.
That.
Just oh my god, come on, dog. Y'all just say you don't listen to actual music or hip hop and call it a day because. But the only ones who I actually gave excuses to were people who I know for sure that doesn't listen to hip hop. But anybody other than that, and it's like people acting like Google don't work.
Right.
Who's Trina? Hey Google. Hey Alexa. Who is Trina?
So yeah,
it's literally that simple. people. But oh yeah, obviously Jay won and Trina turned on Diamante to side with the OG baddies, sided with the new baddies. What you think about this match? I blacked out a little bit.
The match, it wasn't that bad. It was all right for real. Honestly, it was okay. But what got me was when the girl like really thought like, Trina was gonna be on her side or whatever the case may be, and I was like,
did you see that slap?
It's Trina, yeah, like.
No, did you see that slap though? For real, did you see?
Oh yes, I did.
That weak ass slap. What was that? What was that?
Man,
what was that slap? Come on,
I don't even know.
I'm like now Trina.
Like, come on now.
Like, come on. She know how to take a real punch. You can slap her for real.
You can slap her.
When she did that slap, I bust out laughing. I'm like, come on now. Come on.
Girl.
Come on, queen. Come on. What you doing? Then we had the Battle Royal for the number 1 contendership, which Hangman Adam Page won. This was that brawl you was talking about.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I skimmed through it.
The Battle Royal, I ain't gonna lie, they skimmed through it too because nobody felt important.
There's too much going on.
I
see a whole bunch of just people flying all over the place right now. Yeah, I'm finna fast forward. My brain can't take it right now. I've been dealing with enough bright lights in the stage for a couple of days. Just skim on through. Too many people scrambling around. Skim on through.
Mag, all right. So Hangman Adam Page will face Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship in the near future. Okay. And then we had the main event. It was a lights out match between Powerhouse Hobbs versus Absolute Ricky Starks. I enjoyed this match. So if I had to give people my united thoughts, the main event and the opening match was good.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like everything in the middle, I just zoned out for. Because I originally wasn't going to
The
watch
stuff that was
the
in the middle was like off and on, so I was just like, oh.
like, yeah. So it was a show for what it was. It was a show for what it was. And I mean, if you got, and obviously Ricky Starks picked up the win. So unsanctioned, that means it doesn't count against their record. So officially, Ricky Starks hasn't beaten Powerhouse Hobbs, but unofficially, he won the match. And if you guys check out the first match and the last match, you'll have a good time. If anything other than that, it was what it was. And also, it's out now. As far as for those of you who don't know, DPW Victory Lap, their latest show, Deadlock Pro Wrestling, they just dropped it today at 6:00. It should be available on demand at dpwondemand.com. You guys should check it out. It's headlined by the likes of the Workhorsemen versus the who was the group? I can't, their name, violence or something like that. I literally forgot their name. My bad. As well as the DPW World Tag Team Championship is online as all that. Make sure you guys check that out for real. It was a good match that I saw from what I was watching before we came live on the show. Other than that, make sure you guys check all that out as well. Anything else wrestling related I missed before we move on?
Nah.
That you think of that you think we care enough to talk about? No?
Nah.
No. All right. Let's see. Let's see what else we got going on. All right. Yeah, that's all we got as far as wrestling related stuff. So I guess we can move on a little bit.
Run, you stupid dick! You done lost your damn mind, and I'm gonna help you find it. Shut your mouth.
All right. This is the part of the show where we talk about the most unpopular wrestling opinions that was submitted via our Discord. Yeah, I forgot what I was saying. So if you haven't already joined the Discord, make sure you join us, the Gresh Digital Discord. But we have 3 submissions this week, and it should be a short one. This one says, for some reason, Olivia Rodrigo is overrated. Who is that?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Who is that? That literally threw me off.
I was like,
I thought they was gonna say something like Raquel Rodriguez or something like that. I was gonna say, I know who that is, but I'm like, who?
Who?
Who? Like, I'm not trying. Like, who you talking about?
I guess it was a 2-parter because they said,
no disrespect to her or whoever that is, but I'm sorry, love. Like, I don't know.
I'm a grown man. If you are under the age of 25,
yeah,
24,
like,
24, 25, I don't know jack shit about you.
I really
Sorry
don't.
about that. But it was a 2-parter, and it says Paige, I'm guessing it's Saraya, joining AEW won't change a damn thing while Tony Khan still has the books. I mean, you might be right there because because what's she gonna do? Have one match? If she's cleared, if she's not cleared, what's she gonna have? One segment? She's gonna be the face of the women's division, like the authority figure. I don't know. And it said next up we'll submit it. CM Punk should not wrestle for AEW again. He's a problem child and will only cause more issues if he comes back.
Dang.
I mean, I don't. If you look at the online reception, I'm pretty sure it's not that unpopular. But if he doesn't come back, he only brought that on himself. He's a grown ass man who had a little hissy fit at a medium scrum, a national press conference that was literally live in front of everybody. So of course that was going to happen. And then it says Pretty Deadly is the most unique tag team I can think of in wrestling right now. They are the current NXT Tag Team Champions. They won the unification match between the NXT UK Tag Team Champions and the NXT Tag Team Champions and they are also aligned with Lash Legend.
Hmm.
So, I mean, they are pretty unique as far as appearance wise, but hopefully we see more from them as far as NXT wise or NXT goes, and then
Go from
that's
there.
all. We go from there. But I think that's all we have as far as submissions for unpopular wrestling opinions. All right, another week, another talking about House of the Dragons, Game of Thrones Unleashed on the House.
You see
What
my
you think about
face?
this week? What you think about this week's episode?
You
Well,
see
this
my
past week.
face?
Yeah,
Everybody just getting out of hand right now.
dude, killing people. The side dick killed the other side dick, and now, all right.
And now they married. Now they married.
So let me, and then if you look at the if you look at the
Somebody.
the trying to break down this entire show to the virgin eye, to nobody who's never seen Game of Thrones, has to be the most headache inducing conversation. It's like how do you explain the princess who's the heir of the throne is in love with her uncle, but married her cousin just so her daddy can still be cool with his other cousin, the mother, and the cousin just so happens to be gay.
Mm-hmm.
But at that time, I'm guessing homosexuality wasn't accepted. So if the world finds out that he was gay, they probably try to kill him. But instead, the side piece, because they was gonna have a whole arrangement where even though they're married, they can still
Do what
have
they
sex.
want to do.
They can still do
Who
what
they
they want to do.
want. They still can be whoever they want to be with.
But Sir Christian, I guess she put the poon on him, the poontang pie on him,
And he
and
was just like, yo, like,
he fell in love with her after a one night, and he snitched to the queen. And now next episode is gonna be a 10-year time jump, and somehow the king is still alive for some reason. He's going through it, but he's still alive.
So it lets me
And,
know,
and
like,
then obviously
what
this
we gonna do?
episode 5 was the last DLC of the young version of Princess Rhaenyra and Queen Alicent, because now they have the other actors.
And they talking about
And
some, do you take such and such? And I'm like, did y'all not see all this chaos that done happened? It's food all on the ground. Somebody dead. It's blood on the floor.
And
We
a
got
rat eating the
rats
blood.
messing with licking the blood. Like, what are you talking about? Do you take such and such? It's a ceremony right now.
Yeah.
Somebody said, somebody was mentioning, oh my God, this is giving me red wedding vibes. How it was in Game of Thrones all over again. And I was like, man, like,
this ain't even Red Wedding.
This ain't even Red Wedding. Exactly. I say,
see, Red Wedding had the death of 4 main characters, or 3 main characters. This death was a side piece that was introduced literally this episode. So the motion
and he did, and he didn't even last long.
He only lasted like 10 minutes.
Right.
Just like Damon's wife lasted 5 minutes of the show because she was killed in the beginning. So I'm like,
broken arm and everything.
Like, damn, y'all just killing everybody.
And then her cousin was there at the wedding because he had a problem with Damien. He was like, oh, like, was it that was an accident. I ain't say it was an accident. I'm proposing it's an accusation. Like, I was like, man.
He's like, okay, cool, but I'm going to get my inheritance now because we didn't we didn't bear any kids.
Right.
So I got the throne.
I don't care. Like, because like when he first approached him, like he was just like, oh, he's like, Damon, I'm such as he was like, who are you? And then like he like just okay, who are you? And then he told him and who he was or whatever. Oh, I'm such and such your late wife's cousin. He's like, and
your point. You coming to give me my shit, or am we going to
and like what you here for? I don't really care, but it's like, what you here for?
He's like,
I don't answer to you. Like
he hit them with that. What am I supposed to do with this information?
Right.
What exactly am I supposed to do with this information? I don't give a damn.
What they gotta do with me? She dead. We ain't together no more.
But next episode is basically going to kick off the Civil War, because it's going to be a battle for the throne. You're going to have Rhaenyra's half brother, who's the male of the family, even though she's the heir. The people only wants a king. They don't want a queen.
They want a male heir, ladies and gentlemen. They don't want no woman sitting on that seat. Basically.
But she, so it's going to cause a whole little civil war between that kid, Rhaenyra's kid, and I'm guessing Damon had. So here's where the family tree continues to get fucked up. Rhaenyra is married to Lenore, who's her cousin. Damon impregnated and possibly married Lenore's sister. You know the little 12-year-old who's supposed to marry Viserys in the first episode, but he passed over the 12-year-old for the 14-year-old. So like that made a goddamn difference.
Right.
So Damon has a baby by the cousin. So the cousin had a baby by the cousin, who's the sister of the cousin, who's married to the cousin, who's in love with the uncle.
You see where we're going with this? Is a lot of questions going on. Y'all see what this is? A whole whirlwind. And speaking of whirlwind, there is this picture that I saw on Facebook today, and it was talking. It's like a meme, pretty much. And it was something like King Viserys for the past like few episodes, and it shows like a guy that like dresses in like the costume with the crown on his head, and he got a cigarette in his hand, and he's just like
he's frustrated,
stressed. Like I mean, stressed.
You had Rhaenyra Rhaenyra telling Damon to fight through the entire King's Guard and take her to Dragonstone to marry her. So I'm like,
hey, if you want me, come on. I'm like,
what you
waiting on?
And then I'm just sitting there like, what is this show? Why did I get sucked back into this universe? I already escaped in 2018, 2019. And I'm right back in it again. Damn it.
Man, I swear. I say, you know what? We gonna be. But it's like, don't get me wrong. Winter is really coming, ladies and gentlemen. It's gonna get cold out here, but my goodness.
This show. Once you sucked into this show, there's no escaping. You're stuck.
Yes.
You're stuck. And I was stuck during this entire show. But House of the Dragon, that continues every Sunday. I think the next episode, like I said, is going to have the new actors to play certain roles. So there's a 10-year time jump between this episode and next episode. So I guess we'll pay attention to that when we get there.
Acknowledge me.
All right, before we wrap up today's episode, as always, we're going to be chopping it up with the Bandit, because the Bandit has a lot to say. Take it away.
I got a few things to say, not a whole lot. It's just been an exhausting chain of events. So we got, if you guys love music as much as I do, DeVito, he will be performing November 18th, State Farm Arena, if you're here in Georgia. He's doing his Away Festival tour. Away supposed to be standing for Are We African Yet? So he actually got some good music. So I want to say definitely check him out. Definitely check out this series called Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. It's on Amazon Prime Video. Make sure you take a look into that. That's actually going pretty good. So I'm excited for this coming Friday. See what they're gonna do next. There's also been a new episode of Bad Sisters. It's on Apple TV. Make sure you also check that out. I'm still trying to figure out why one of the main characters in the series, why is he not dead yet? I know they're gonna go back to like how did he die, but I'm just like, okay, like how did y'all like take him out of here? Because I'm still tired of him, and I'm only 7 episodes in, and I'm still trying to figure out, okay, how did y'all get him? Because right now, y'all are doing a poor job at trying to murder this man. Like y'all about to drive y'all own self crazy trying to murder this man. So other than that, that's gonna be great. I want to say, please, whatever you do, please remain safe out here. If you are traveling anywhere at night, make sure your car is filled up with gas before you try to go stop somewhere in the middle of the night. It's too much craziness out here going on. Ladies, make sure you protect yourself at all costs. That means, if you gotta have license to carry, do so. There's nothing wrong, with carrying a nice little knife on you or pepper spray, and it's okay. It's needed. Also, as I mentioned before earlier in the podcast, Disney on Ice, I believe, is still happening. So, you got children, they love Disney, they want to go see some ice skating. Take them kids to go see that. Give them a nice little childhood experience for once. So, like that's all right. Also, Disney is supposed to put out, I guess, like some new movies in the coming, like I want to say in the coming years, like maybe like a year from now or 2 years from now. So I think it's Peter Pan and Wendy. I think that comes out 2024. I did mention they're supposed to do another Lion King, but that's supposed to be Mufasa. That's supposed to come out 2024. Of course, we got The Little Mermaid. That's next year. I still love the trailer. I don't care what y'all say.
Ain't nobody paying attention to them. Anybody who got a problem with
I
a
don't
fictional
care.
character being black. We don't give
I
a
don't
shit.
care. Like, it
As
is
long
what
as
it
the little
is.
kids are happy,
Deal with
I
it.
don't care. I don't care what
Exactly.
y'all opinions.
Thank you. Like, I could care less. Also, I heard the movie The Invitation is pretty good. Hopefully I will go check it out.
Ain't that with Natalie?
I
Natalie,
think
the woman from Game of Thrones and the Fast and the Furious series
so.
with the poofy hair, light skin, British.
I think so. I want to say
Anything with her is a win. Cause that's a
Oh well,
gorgeous woman.
yeah, but it's
That is a
like,
gorgeous woman. I don't give a damn.
Natalie. Natalie Emmanuel.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's a gorgeous woman. I don't give a damn what anybody.
Yes,
The movie can
she
suck.
is.
The
She
movie
is.
can suck. I don't give a
I
shit.
will.
I will.
She gets it. Like,
I will
she's
watch
amazing.
every movie with her in it. I don't care.
Yeah, she's from the UK. She's supposed to be in the upcoming movie called Fast X. So they supposed to put that out too. Supposed to make
That's
10.
Fast and the Furious. That's the.
If y'all don't know what that is, but yeah,
it's supposed to be a part 2. It's supposed to be like a 2-part thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to wrap up the universe, even though that shit should have ended in Fast and Furious 7. But,
but yep. Also, there is Okay, I already talked about the Invitation. There is another TV series supposed to come out this year. Oh, Wednesday. Premieres November 23rd on
ain't
Netflix.
that with the young girl from Disney that's no longer in Disney because she's been doing a lot more other movies? I forgot her name. The star of it. She was on Stuck in the Middle, and then I believe she was on You.
Jenny Ortega.
Ortega.
Jenna Ortega, if I said that right.
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, I'm happy Catherine Zeta-Jones is finna be in there. Like, that's another thing.
She's a talented ass kid that, she's been killing it from what I've
Yeah,
seen.
they got some pretty good characters in this too. Some of these characters I know, so
I'm not gonna lie to you.
excited.
It's been a minute since I've seen the Addams Family. Like
I love the
anything
Addams
content,
Family.
anything related to the Addams Family. So, I mean, cool.
And speaking of throwbacks, if you ever get a chance, definitely if y'all like old cult classics like me, definitely if you have Peacock, look at the Monsters. I love that show to death. I don't care what y'all say. It's a classic. Watch it. I don't care how many times you watch it. Watch it. It's on Peacock for free. Go watch it.
That's just like fools out here trying to praise Hocus Pocus. That shit is garbage.
Hey, don't do that.
Hocus
I'm gonna
Pocus
say
is
I'm
garbage.
praising it, but I don't like them.
I don't give a damn.
Because it's a classic for me. Like, and I still haven't seen it. That's supposed to come out September 30th on Disney Plus.
Hocus Pocus is classic. Hocus Pocus is classic garbage.
You guys, no matter what,
garbage.
you guys, whatever you do, like, I don't care how much merch y'all send me or send us. Like, don't give Gresh any Hocus Pocus stuff. Don't do that. If you do,
yourself.
He'll give it to me. But don't send him.
If I don't burn it.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Give it to me. Give it to me. I like it, and so does one of my cousins. So, like, I will take it happily. Like,
y'all love mid. That's what I'm saying. Then they
I still like it because Sarah Jessica Parker. So that's why I still like it so much.
They was dumb enough to make a second one.
Hey.
Hocus Pocus is straight up garbage.
Oh my gosh. That does not. On you. Oh, speaking not only of just classics, but rumor has it they supposed to make another never-ending story. I don't know if any of y'all have seen that or not. But if y'all have not seen Never-Ending Story, I'm gonna need y'all to watch that. Don't get me wrong, I will warn y'all. It's so many. It's like, for me, like, I love the first one. But it's like I did end up watching the rest of it. It's like probably like 6 of these things, but it's a trip. But anyway, I love the first one. The first one always top everything else for me, in my opinion. But they're supposed to make a remake. They're supposed to make a remake. I think it's supposed to either come out in 2024. I don't know. But I'm like, if y'all gonna do that to the new generation, please let them watch the actual first one.
All of it is trash. All of it is trash. Hocus Pocus is trash. Never Ending is trash. All this shit is trash. Y'all love encouraging mid.
Hey.
It's giving mid.
Hey.
Mid.
And if y'all ever want to see a good reality series where, like, people, they be working on, yachts for a living, they trying to figure out their life and all that stuff, I recommend you watch Below Deck. It's pretty great. Watch all of them. I don't care. Anyway. But yeah, definitely drink your water. Clean your body. Take a bath. Take a shower. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't work too hard out here. Stay safe out here. If you starting to work out, don't overwork yourself to the point where you in somebody's, hospital or injuring yourself or other people. If you dealing with your emotions, you got anger issues, it's okay to talk to somebody, but make sure you de-stress first. Come to a halt, calm down, breathe, and talk about it. It's fine. It's okay. We human. Ain't nobody. You're not Superman. You're not Superwoman. We not really made of steel. As much as we like to pretend we are, we not. We all hurt. We got feelings, and it's okay. But you are loved. You are appreciated. You are special. You are needed. You have a purpose here. I don't know what that purpose is, but you got a purpose here, and it's okay. So, but yes, definitely, and be grateful, because it's a lot of people out here that's in a way worse situations or conditions that you are in. My prayers do go out to people that's in Puerto Rico. They already done had a recent hurricane and everything, so please, keep them in your prayers. And even if you don't pray, positive affirmations is definitely needed. And if people are traveling to Puerto Rico or they coming back from Puerto Rico, I wish you guys, safe travels as well while y'all dealing with that too. So, just keep those families lifted. And like I mentioned before, winter is coming. It's gonna get cold out here, so make sure you bundled up. Make sure you got your sweats. I'm ready to wear some of my winter stuff. I bought these coveralls And I'm so excited when I get a chance to rock them. But right now, it ain't happening. Because this weather out here is fluctuating. It's going up and down for me. I ain't wearing them coveralls right now. I got time. So other than that, like, please.
And speaking of time, make sure you guys go out of your way to check out the Woman King that just dropped this past
Man,
weekend.
I'm ready for that. I heard it was great.
I saw it. Yes, what's today? Saturday. I saw it
Mhm.
yesterday with the family, and I must say I enjoyed it. It had its moments of like the acting from everybody. The casting choice was perfect. Everybody, and it was nobody was miscast or nobody was faking to be like they used a lot of people either from South Africa or from the UK.
Heck
So
yeah.
it felt good to seeing some chocolate women on screen,
Oh yeah.
like especially because how it's
Man.
like you either have to be light skinned or borderline white to be
In
proper
film, I'm actually
in
kind of
film.
happy that they did that. Like, same thing with Black Panther. Like, I'm gonna just tell y'all something right now. I don't care what y'all say. Black is beautiful. All
Mhm.
shades of it. I
Yep.
love my black people. I love my black men, my black women, especially when we out here doing big things. Cause I mean, let's face it, we the best anyway. But like, I love everybody else too. I love y'all too. But let's just call it like it is.
Let us hype each other up for a second. Y'all get hyped up a lot. We're gonna hype each other up for a second. But
We
yeah,
have to, like, it's a trip how, like, us as a race, we're so quick to tear each other down, and it's like that's not cool. I'd rather build us up. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of us out here, we ain't all bad. You got some of us, we out here, we doing what we supposed to do. We out here uplifting each other. We out here looking out for each other, and that's what we got to do. So I love y'all. That's what I'm gonna say.
oh yeah, but yeah, make sure you guys check that out. Like I'm not gonna give y'all a spoiler review or anything. Just check it out for yourself. Like go out of your way to like you. It's a story of empowerment. It's a story of overcoming your past to build to a stronger future. It's about family. It's about respect, and it's set in a time before like a lot of people need to stop trying to go into these type of movies expecting it to be about today's time, which is more accepting and open. This was set in the 1800s, so a lot of stuff that was acceptable that's acceptable now was not acceptable then. So
Nope.
just giving you a heads up so you can know what you're walking into. But The Woman King is a great movie that you guys should definitely check out. And before we sign off today, shout out to those who've been copping the merch and supporting us over on Patreon, patreon.com/Gresh Digital. I appreciate you guys immensely. And shout out to Kingpin for purchasing his Black
Yeah.
AF t-shirt. Uh he he posted his picture in Discord. And if you guys ever decide to cop the merch, make sure you guys post yourself or post a picture of you with it so you can know, because I'm actually rocking the Eat Sleep Flex and Repeat shirt that is available now at gresh.live/merch, as well as make sure you guys keep a lookout for the October drop that's going to drop next month. It is the flexing season because October is officially flexing season. For those of you who don't know, my birthday month, it starts in October.
Yeah.
And if you didn't obviously catch the hint last week, you're going to catch it now. We're going to probably take a break from watching AEW or reviewing AEW on the show. We're going to tap into the retro reviews once again for next month, or starting next week and next month or whatever, because yeah, got to balance ourselves out. The show, it, I'm not enjoying the show. So let's just put it there. Like I enjoy certain people, but overall, the show's just not. And instead of me complaining about stuff or not trying to be a live episode of the podcast, gotta gotta adapt and move forward with other things. So will we review it in the future? Maybe if something big happens. If not, just expect it to not be there. But if Swell ain't got nothing else to add or nothing else going on with the Chop It Up with the Bandit, make sure you guys stay safe out here for real. Like what she said, it is Suicide Prevention Month. So if you need
Yes,
help,
indeed.
make sure you are not alone. You are not a burden. You are not a nuisance to anyone, especially to me or her. If you feel like you just want to let out a scream, do that. Don't.
It is okay, people. It's okay to grab a pillow and scream into it.
No, I do it all the time.
Hello. It's okay.
It's okay, and it's okay to be great. And it's okay to be. It's okay to be. It's okay to be yourself. And if nobody won't accept you for who you are, then that's their loss, not yours.
Yep.
But you are loved. You are appreciated. You are highly appreciated for sticking it with us for 2 hours of this podcast, because this has been episode 20 of the Gresh and Unleashed podcast. As well as always, I am your voice that does the most, Gresh, and that is the Queen of Rebels, Suela the Bandit. And with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets, and remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. We out. Be breezy.
Bye, y'all.